learn about writing stand-up comedy with all 3 points of view. Stand-up comedy works best when it is varied. Once you have practiced each point of view of your stand-up comedy and started combining them, you are going to finish by combining all 3. You and the other character are in the argument talking to each other while the narrator is speaking directly to the audience. The narrator is an important part of this routine, as it sets the scene and helps move the scene along. When writing stand-up comedy, the narrator point of view will set the scene by informing the audience who the characters are, where they are, and what they are arguing about. The narrator point of view will also help move the scene along by occasionally reappearing to make wise cracks about what is happening. Remember, the narrator is not there to analyze the scene, but rather to add to the routine. Throughout this stage of stand-up comedy writing, it is extremely important that you remember where your audience is located. The narrator will stand back behind the argument, facing the audience. After the narrator sets up the scene, you will step forward into either the you or the other character's point of view to begin the argument. During the process of writing stand-up comedy, after about 5 to 8 shifts between the arguing points of view, take a step back into the narrator point of view. This will help keep the image of the argument between you and the audience, so you, as the narrator, can make comments to them about the argument. When you are done making your comments, step back up into one of the argument's points of view. For writing stand-up comedy, repeat this process of stepping back into the narrator point of view after about 5 to 8 shifts between the arguing points of view until the end of the argument. Now that you know how to run through this stage, begin your routine. Professional comics who are writing stand-up comedy ensure they include the narrator's point of view about 5 or 6 times throughout a 6 to 8 minute argument. Try to allow your comedic argument to end naturally. This argument is now going to be like a vivid memory, because you have gone through the experience as the narrator, another character, and yourself. Your memory will now include much more detail than the actual event. As part of the process of writing stand-up comedy, take some time to sit down and jot notes about your experience. Reflect on what you learned, what you need to change, and the differences you noticed between each point of view. If you created a humorous bit through this exercise, use it to build a complete routine. If you did not like what you ended with, go through the exercise again using a different argument.